マリアはベアトに魔法で叶えてほしい願いがたくさんあるの。だからベアトが復活するのに協力してるの。
Alright, everybody, welcome back to some more Umineko, When They Cry. Last time we had a chat with Maria for a while. We learned more about her meetings with Beato on Rokkenjima, about who Beato revealed herself to, and more about Maria and the way she okay, I don't want to say this the wrong way. The way she made the way she understood her life is the best way I can say it. The way she found the mechanism she found to understand her life as best as possible by being a child of the Holy Ghost, after reading the Bible and then learning, and then after being after taking that inspiration from the Bible, then going on to learn about the occult and all that stuff, and then hanging out with Beato and seeing Beato use magic. We learned about that, and let's see. And we'll also theorize a little bit about the birth of Elder Beato and then Chick Beato and all that. So we had all that, and now we're continuing off from there. Maria's saying that she wants to help Beato with her resurrection because she wants Beato to help her out. So yeah, let's just continue.
いっぱいある。内緒。
Not telling? Okay.
黒き魔女からママを守ってほしい。
どうしてウィルは何でもわかるの？すごいよ。
I can also use magic. That's how I know so much.
魔女に願わねば取り戻せない世界だと思っているのか。
ママは大好き。優しい。いつまでも一緒にいたい。永遠に。
I want to be with her forever, for all eternity. Let's see.
今度はマリアージュ・ソルシエルについて聞きたい。
Okay, we're still interrogating Maria. Okay, interrogating might be the wrong word, but you know what I mean. We're still trying to get more info out of Maria. Birdcast did say that everything was gathered here, so Maria should give us a lot of info.
どうした？
やだ。
Don't wanna, okay.
何？
Nani?
私、喉が渇いちゃったから、ジュース飲んでくる。
Okay, you do that. Go drink.
またね。
Okay, see you later. Okay. Bye. Wow. Maria suddenly started acting distant, bowed her head, and left without waiting for a reply. It was a very un-Maria-like thing to do. Yeah, especially to someone that has shown interest in Maria Sorcier and magic and all that. That is a very unlike Maria thing to do. Un-Maria-like. Okay, there you go. I wonder. I see. So, the game master has moved the piece. Yeah, okay. Apparently, she's telling me to ask about something different from now. Okay. At some point, Leon had started chatting with the other family members. Jessica seemed to be getting irritated at having her butt pinched so much, and George was trying to calm her down. Jessica and George. Guess I'll hear their stories next. Compared to Maria, the anti-magic toxin is very strong in these two. At least at the beginning of the other games, they didn't acknowledge Beatrice. But they did at the very end, or at least in episode 1. I remember that they acknowledged her at the very end. Batter was the only one that didn't acknowledge her at the very end. Batter has had strong magic resistance. Strong anti-magic toxin. Maria showed me the point of view of one who believes. Now to hear from those who don't. Yep. Important to have both. Very important to have both views. That is true. Oh, that's a chapter. Chapter end? Okay. Sure. Then I could have finished this last part, god damn it. I didn't know that's Ghost to the Story of the VIP room. Ghost Story of the VIP room? What?
あ、さっきはその
Are they going to talk about Beato, the human Beato that appeared in episode 2 and 4? Well, the one that appeared in episode 4 was only shown to Battler, at least from what we saw. But the one in episode 2 was shown to everyone. Are they going to talk about that Beato? The human one? And then, yeah, I mean, if I knew that the chat was going to end right there, I could have ended this part last time. So, that's great. Alright, let's just continue off now anyway.
次期当主様のせいでお見苦しいとこを見せちゃって
Sorry you have to see me acting like that. I blame the future heir. Okay.
あざになってねえか。あいつマジで容赦ね
ジェシカ、何か言ったかい？何ももう十分懲りたって
I find it interesting that Jessica calls her sister future heir, and even more interesting that the text is highlighting it in a different font. Like, kinda, why's it doing that? I wonder. Leon, who had apparently been chatting with the adult siblings, spun around with a smile and stared at Jessica. Looks like the older siblings firmly in control around here.
あいつその上地獄耳だな。ようやくリオンってやつが理解できてきた。
そう昔から妙に勘が良くて
Again, more future heir. You're just calling your sister future heir. Like, I get it, yes, of course she's the future heir, but why would you call your own sister that? Why not call her Nesan or something? Right? That's something, or at least Nisan if he was a dude, but I get more feminine vibes, so I would go Nesan. For example, why would you not? You know what I mean? Why would you not call your sister that? Or I guess it is Jessica, so obviously Jessica doesn't have this informality as a girl should have, right? At least in 1986 Japan, in this you know, she's considered very informal for a girl her age, right? She's not, you know, she's the daughter of the next heir, right? I mean, not anymore because Leon is there, but you know what I mean? Cross is supposed to be the next guy to take the lead, whatever, and Jessica's acting like this, so. But then she wouldn't call her own sister future heir. Maybe not Nesan, but at least call her Leon or something. You know what I mean? Why would you call your own sister future heir?
その上ほら、大人受けが妙にいいし。私は家でも学校でも比べられてる。
そういえば、リオンは中学も高校も生徒会長だったね。
Dang.
バドミントンの部長もやってたよね。
Oh, dang. Okay. She's responsible. She's taking a lot of things up to her responsibility. Okay, I'm not capable of that. I've never been great at taking. Well, I've never been good at willingly taking responsibility for stuff like, you know, for school stuff and clubs and stuff like that. Although I am currently, actually, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But yeah. That doesn't mean I'm completely averse to taking responsibility to things, but you know.
行く先々で
That's all
リ
I'll
オン
say.
と比較されてひでえ目にあったというわけだ。
私は中学に入って行ったぜ。その時はもう副会長やってた。来年は生徒会長になる気だろう。私の肩身が狭くなるからやめてくれって。でも翌年にちゃっかり立候補して当選しちゃいやがった。高校でもそう。今度こそやめてくれって言ったのに、その時点でもまた副会長で。
Future heir.
また3年になるのと同時に会長になりやがった。父さんはちやほやちやほや。
母さんはあなたも妹として恥ずかしくないよ頑張りなさいってチクチクチクチク。
でもそんなリオンの妹であることを誇りにも思ってるんでしょ。
別にそんなこと思ったことはねえぜ。ああねえぜ、全然ねえぜ。
上が完璧だと息も詰まらん。だが他人は他人、お前はお前だ。
It's true.
何も萎縮することはない。
You know, best mindset is always to compare yourself to yourself. You know what I mean? Gotta be the best version of yourself. Other people, you know, and they're not gonna be perfect either necessarily. You know what I mean? Best thing you can do is just compare yourself to yourself and just be to better yourself, right? That's really the good mindset.
お前のしたいように精一杯好きにしたらいい。
Yeah, facts.
もちろん。でも母さんたちは後ろ宮リオンの妹として恥ずかしくないよ、あと引き継げってうるさい。
Yeah, of course they do that.
生徒会に入れだの、バドミントンやれだの。
Nah, at that point they just wanted to be the same person. What the hell? They go as far as to tell you to play badminton? They're just telling you to be the same person. What?
軽音楽はやっていないのか。
She does! How do you know about that? Is that what she's gonna say?
それは秘密。内緒。
The secret. But that's great. I mean, I don't know. Probably parents probably don't approve of that. But I definitely would have approved of that. Hell yeah! Play the band. Go. You know, you have other hobbies like that is great. I think you don't have to be student council president. Playing in the band is easily just as good in my eyes. Apparently, she's keeping it a secret from her family. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Based on what we saw in episode 2. Yeah. Interesting. People often like to blame their family for what they've grown up to be like. But even in a different world with a different family, the interests of the girl called Jessica are the same as ever. It's admirable that she has such a true and constant interest in something.
俺は好きだぞ。ペッタンペッタンと。
Now he's using the actual song, not the song that played during episode 2. So I was told that in episode 2 in the on this version of Umineko, they played a different song than what was played in the original. And then I listened to the original song and I felt like that was so much better. And since then I've listened to the original song a couple of times and I just know it in my head. Pettan, pettan, tsuru pettan, 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 tsuru pettan, petta, 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 tsuru pettan. I really like that song, even though I think what I'm singing right now is just flat-chested, right? Isn't that the entire song just insulting a girl for having a flat chest? Flat chest, flat chest, flat-chested. Isn't that what the entire song is? But yeah, it's a very catchy song actually, despite learning what the lyrics mean. But you know, would have been so great if they played that instead of the rocky one, which is still good. The rocky one that played in episode 2, I still like that one. But Pettan Pettan is definitely the more catchy one. It's a Toho song, right? Yeah, at least that's what my friend told me as well.
スイーツスイーツと。
Sweet is a different. Wait a minute. So by the time episode 7 came out, episode 2 had already these two different versions. Already had the original version and the sweet version that the other played. Interesting. That the other version of Umineko played. That this version that I'm currently reading right now played. Nothing wrong with the extraordinarily accomplished sort like Leon, but kids who act their age do have their charms.
そういう生き方が一番だ。謳歌しろ、青春を。
そりゃどうもありがとう。
Will is like an uncle right now. Apparently, no one had ever told Jessica that they approved of how she lived. And the direct way Will had put it made her turn red and hang her head in embarrassment.
今度はお前たちに話が聞きたい。
さっきマリアちゃんとしていた？
そうだ。ベアトリーチェについて知っていることを聞きたい。
マリアちゃんはオカルトや魔女のことが大好きだからね。彼女にとってベアトリーチェはアニメのヒロインと同じ憧れの存在なんだよ。
Sailor Moon.
何か些細なことがあるたび
Sailor Moon.
それを魔女の魔法によるいたずらだと信じてる。
お前は大人だな。そしてそうは思ってもマリアには絶対に言わないところも大人だ。
Yeah, George is in his 20s, so.
当然さ。子供の夢は子供の時にしか見られない。その貴重な経験を尊重するのが大人の仕事だと思ってるよ。
お前とは話が合いそうだな。
George's position was that Beatrice was nothing more than a fairy tale. However, that phrase, respecting a child's dreams, is the adult thing to do. That might be worthy of further scrutiny. When she got a candy from Beatrice by magic, Maria probably got excited and told George and the others. Then, the adults followed his lead and positively went along with her story as adults should. However, there could be other ways this sort of reaction could occur, other than as an adult's response to a child's claims. For example, it could be an inferior's response to the claims of their superior. If Kinzo, tyrant of the Shiruma family, claimed that Beatrice existed and had revived, perhaps the other members of the family will positively go along with his story as inferiors should. Though Beatrice only appeared directly in front of a limited number of people, it's probably safe to say that the concept of her existence penetrated deeply within the Shiruma family, even among those who had never seen her. However, no matter how deeply that concept penetrated, she was only viewed as a sort of fairy tale character. It would be necessary to transform the concept of that character from an imaginary fairy tale into reality. So, a person attempting to do this would need to perform something that could only conceivably be done by magic. And that something was the series of which incidents that started with the nighttime window opening pranks played by Beato the Elder, and ultimately escalated to the locked room murders. Beato the Elder referred to this, saying that the anti-magic power filling the mansion would be weakened bit by bit the more she made her existence known. Beatrice, why did you desire so greatly to make all others accept your existence? Because the imaginary becomes the truth if everyone accepts it? Because at that moment, the being called Beatrice will be acknowledged and will become human? In that case, before Beatrice is acknowledged by all people, she's less than human. She's furniture. Why would furniture want to become human? It feels like this was the theme of the previous game. I mean, yeah, at this point, if someone hasn't noticed it, connected the dots, Beatrice, furniture, Shannon, canon, I feel like that's crazy. At this point, you should connect that at least Beatrice, Shannon, canon have a big connection, right? Even if you don't suspect canon and Shannon of being the culprits. I mean, come on. They're really making it clear that's what's it's being referred to, because they want to gain the right. Furniture cannot. Yeah. So they try to become human for the right to. I can only guess that the word in blanks that's supposed to be filled is love. So I'm gonna say it. Furniture cannot love, so they try to become human for the right to love. It really is quite simple. It's directly connected to the reason the chick Beato was born in the first place. It's to get the right to love.
なるほどな。
Being acknowledged, you know.
分かってはいるが複雑だ。
I can't ignore the heart.
ベアトリーチェの葬儀に参加しておいてこんなことを言うのも申し訳ないけれど、僕も説明できるほどベアトリーチェという人物のことに詳しくないんです。申し訳ない。その話はここに住んでるジェシカちゃんの方が僕よりももう少しは詳しいかもしれない。そういえばジェシカちゃん、こちらの方を紹介したっけ？
いや、実はまだ。お客様がいらっしゃるってのに尻ばっかつねるどっかの誰かのせいできちんと挨拶もできなかったぜ。
Bit late. Jessica looked embarrassed for acting rudely in front of an unfamiliar guest. She cleared her throat and made a beautiful bow that didn't fit well with her normal attitude. She even lifted the corners of her skirt in a curtsy that is very formal of her to do, for someone with her normal attitude to do.
はじめまして、ジェシカと申します。本日は後宮家へようこそ。いや、そのお日柄もよく、
Splendid day? I don't know, yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, there's the rain outside and there's the funeral happening. Interesting choice of words. Yeah.
ウィラードだ。ウィルと呼べ。
Call me Will! What's wrong? What's happening? Jessica's greeting had been of the old-fashioned sort, so Will also treated her like an old-fashioned lady. He bent down on one knee, took Jessica's right hand, and kissed the back of it. That's crazy, bro. I didn't like that you could hear the kissing sound effect. I don't know about that one. Not expecting her greeting to be returned in such an old-fashioned and formal way, Jessica turned red and was unable to speak. However, Will had returned the greeting in what he thought was a perfectly serious way, so he didn't understand what was making Jessica's face glow.
何かおかしいことをしたか？
いや、全然。
お前の知っているベアトリーチェの話が聞きたい。
A glow leaked from Will's right hand, which was grasping Jessica's. Ah, see, this is the way to have it glow. Instead of a handshake, this is how it glows. Looks like the theater-going power is having its effect on Jessica. Didn't mean for that to happen. Oh well.
ベアトリーチェのことだっけ？話してもいいけど、約束してくれる？絶対に笑わないって。今にして思うと、きっと寝ぼけてたんだと思うから。
お前は何を知っている？笑わない。聞かせろ。
いいよ。どこから話そうかな。
To me, the Golden Witch Beatrice is sort of like one of the 7 mysteries of the Ushirome family. You've heard of those, right? Almost all schools have a set of tall tales or ghost stories that get passed down. Like, on some days, the piano in the music room will start playing by itself, or the skeleton in the science room dances around at night. Everyone's heard of them, but of course, that doesn't mean they believe in them. The stories about Beatrice were the same. It was just one of those strange tales about our way too big mansion. The servants would sometimes talk about seeing things or whatever during their night patrols. Sometimes, I felt a bit annoyed about them turning my home into a place for ghost stories, but I didn't pay it any more attention than that. That's how little it mattered to me. So, during my normal, everyday life, I would completely forget about the name Beatrice. Of course, when that huge portrait was first hung, I was definitely creeped out. Even I tried not to meet her eyes after dark. So yeah, I don't blame the servants for finding it eerie. But that only lasted for a short while. I mean, I walked by that portrait every day. I gradually got used to it, and eventually bored of it. It was just a portrait of that. It was just a portrait that grandfather blew a bunch of money on, showing the mistress from his delusions. I was past caring.
だろうな。年に何度も来ない親戚連中ならともかく。
そういうこと。だから親族会議になると親戚たちが必ず肖像画の前で決まってベアトリーチェの話をする。だから定期的に思い出させられるのさ。
ベアトリーチェ、また遊びに来たよ。また新しい魔法を書いたの。後で見てね。
マリアちゃんは本当にベアトリーチェが好きだな。おじい様が肖像画を掲げて以来大喜びみたいだ。
あれ、エンジェは？
キリエおばさんと薬を飲みに戻ったよ。
エンジェは本当に体が弱えな。
She's sickly?
バートラとは大違いだぜ。
緊張すると体調を崩すタイプなんだよ。僕も昔は遠足の日や映画の日なんかに限って体調を崩したりしたもんさ。
それに比べたらマリアはタフだぜ。新島からこっちに来るまでの間ずっとベアトリーチェの話三昧さ。ここしばらくずっとだけどちょっと行き過ぎだよな。
いいんじゃないかな。子供の想像遊びだよ。ジェシカちゃんは子供がサンタクロースに会ったことがあるって言い出したら嘘だって言っちゃうのかい？
まあそこまでは言わねえけどさ。
Mari kept talking to the portrait as though it was an old friend. She promised to play with it later, as if she was talking to a living human. George, a man, seemed to think that this behavior from a younger member of the opposite sex was cute. Okay. Interesting. What? Why was that necessarily cute? I don't get it. But, to be perfectly frank, Jessica, who was the same sex as Maria, found this behavior a bit unpleasant regardless of Maria's age. At one time, even I was fascinated by anime heroines and other fictional characters. However, Maria's behavior seems to signify something more direct than mere fascination. It's something much more definite, more vivid. Am I the only one who notices something odd about her? I'll bet the other all notice too, but try to ignore it because of that adult dignity George Nissan is always talking about. Noble research. Yes. Until a second ago, Kinzo's children were complaining that eating lunch with their father would give them indigestion. Okay. But now that they knew he wasn't coming, They started grumbling about how he should at least spare the time to come down during the annual family conferences.
それでは皆様、ランチを始めさせていただきます。遠方よりお集まりの皆様をおもてなしできるよう、この号だ。腕によりをかけてご用意させていただきました。
No one's stomach would fail to rumble after hearing that from the great chef Gora. By the time the splendid dishes were laid out, everyone had stopped talking about Kenzo's absence. It was now Angie's absence that was being discussed. Apparently, her stomachache had gotten so bad that neither she nor Kiria could make it to lunch.
かわいそうに。ゴーダ、後でキリエさんに相談して、おかゆのようなものを用意するように。
So this was after the portrait was hung, but it was during one of the family conferences where... It was after the portrait was hung, after Kinzo passed away. One of the family conferences where Angie was actually here. Which means Battler's definitely not here. This is before 1986, but after... Has to be at some point after 1980... I mean, it's obviously between 1980 and 1986. But it's definitely not 1986. So it's like... It's probably... But it's after Kinzo died too, right? And Kinzo died how many years before? At least a year or two? Two before the 1986. So this year, this family conference is either 1985 or 1984. I doubt Kinzo... Maybe Kinzo died as far back as 1983. Maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna guess 1985, 1984. One of those 2 years.
ああ、気を利かせてくれてありがとう。本当にすまねえな。どうも緊張に弱い子みたいだな。
See if she just can't handle much stress.
幼いうちはそんなもんや。吐いたりしないだけ可愛いもんやで。
ジョージはよく吐いたわね。昔は本当に病弱だったのよ。ねえ。
昔の話は許してよ。食事時にする話じゃないよ。
エンジェかわいそう。
That's another member of Mariage Sorcière.
こんな美味しいご飯なのに食べられない？
かわいそうにな。元気になったらその分いっぱい遊んであげようぜ。
ダメ。
Dame?
マリアとは遊べない。
Is it because she broke faith with Mariage Sorcière?
なんだよ。どうして？
だってマリアはベアトリーチェと遊ぶんだもん。
Okay. I guess Angie wasn't a member yet? Was Angie not a part of Mariage Sorcière yet at the time?
だからエンジェとは遊べない。
ベアトリーチェと遊ぶって。またどっかに一人で行ってぶつくさ独り言言いながら本を読んでるだけだろ。
Jessica slightly regretted that she hadn't been more tactful. However, she couldn't wipe away that uncomfortable feeling she got every time Maria talked about Beatrice. And that feeling slipped out through her words.
一人じゃないよ。ベアとも一緒だもん。
Maria may have been young, but she already knew how to read a person's tone. She immediately burst out in anger, drawing the attention of everyone in the room. Normally, Rosa would have stopped her at this point. However, Rosa happened to have gone to the bathroom, so there was no one to calm Maria down. Come on, George. It's George's time to shine. Typically, George is good at calming Maria down.
ジェシカはかわいそうだね。毒素の塊だもの。ベアとはまだまだ魔力が弱いからジェシカの前になんか現れたら焼き散らされてしまう。でもね、いつかきっとジェシカの前にも現れてくれるよ。誰の前にも。そ して黄金鏡の扉を開いてもらうの。でも招かれるかわからないね。だけどマリアだけは連れて行ってもらえるの、黄金鏡に。でもジェシカはダメだよ。ジェシカはダメ。ベアトリーチェのことをバカにする無知猛昧愚昧曖昧、愚かも極まれりの汚らしい毒素まみれの人間風情。
Dang. She went in.
ベアトリーチェのことをバカにされた時のマリアと来たらまるで別人さ。
マリア二重人格説なんてのもあったな。
Mayo, you're getting onto something there, Will.
二重人格。ああ、そいつは多分ぴったりな表現だろうな。あるいはそれがマリアにとっての理想の人格だったのかもしれない。
自分のなりたいもう一人の自分を生み出すの話か。
なんで私のモットーを知ってんだよ。
Your motto?
難しく考えるな。
It'll just give you a headache.
頭痛になる。
That was something Jessica had once told Kanon. She had been talking about how anyone can create another self that they can really grow to like. I think we heard those words somewhere near the beginning of the second game. Now that I think about it, some very interesting topics have been talked about since very early on. That was episode 2, that was very far back, at the start of
誰だっ
episode
て
2.
自分が本当になりたい自分があるんだ。でもなれない。生活やしがらみの中に今の自分がいるからこそ、今の自分を変えるなんてことできやしないんだ。
そうだな。自分を変えるとは環境も変えるということだ。それは容易なことじゃね
だから私は今の自分はそのままに、本当になりたい自分をもう一人生み出すことを思いついたんだ。
え。両家のお嬢様であることを強いられ窒息しそうな日々にお前はなりたい自分を見出した。
だからって家で破天荒はできないさ。母さんに怒鳴られるのがオチだぜ。だからそうした。家にいるおとなしく親の言うことを聞く私
And
に
that's cool!
本当になりたい私をもう一人生み出したんだ。
家ではおとなしく親の言うことを聞き、表ではやりたいようにやる。正しい生き様だ。胸を張れ。
ありがとう。
Will approves.
まあつまりなりたい自分ってのはその気になりゃ案外作り出せるもんなんだよな。マリアも同じなんだろうと思った。
興奮してまくし立てるマリアもそうだというのか。
あれこそがマリアのなりたいマリアなんじゃないかなって、そう思うことがあるよ。
親族で一番の年少で可愛がられてはいるが、尊敬されているわけではない。
Well, Angie's even younger, so you're wrong, Will. How are you just gonna forget about Angie like that? No Angie eraser in this building. Ouch! That actually hurt my hand, or well, my middle finger doing that. I don't know if you guys heard that. I just hit the table.
何を知っても覚えても、そんなのは親族の誰かが知ってる。マリアにバレることは何もない。
So by learning about the occult,
私たちはマリアが何かを覚えるたびに微笑ましく褒めてたつもりだけど、ひょっとしたらそれが彼女を傷つけていたのかもしれない。
マリアは何かの権威になりたかったということか。
it's something that all young boys and girls who want to shake off their childhood think. It's not a bad feeling when you learn something new and your parents praise you. but when you realize that your parents already knew that thing, it sometimes feels like they're talking down to you. When a kid learns their one-digit times table, their parents will probably praise them. However, inconsiderate parents will sometimes ask mean questions, like, then what is 11 times 11? Or, what is 16 times 16? 11 times 11 is 121. 16 times 16, that will be 400 and something, right? 16 times 16, no wait, no, what am I talking about? 20 times 20 is 400. 16 times 16 would then be... Wait, 15 times 16 is 225, so 16 times 16 will be 256, right? If I've done my math right? Because 15 times 15 is 225. It should be that, yeah. And then times 6 times, yeah? 256, yeah. Should be 256. 11 times 11 is 121 though. That was easy. That was a bit easier to do. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. No. Listen, I have to. You know, you get if you're gonna do math in this visual novel, you know I'm gonna have to be mathing. I'm up for it, or something similar. Yeah. Okay. If that happens, the kid will lose his feeling of accomplishment and start to feel as though he could never surpass his parents.
だからマリアが誰も知らないオカルトに関心を持ち、その知識を深めていったのは容易に想像できる。多分マリアにとっての理想の自分というのは、みんなに尊敬されるオカルトの権威の自分なんだ。
普段の生活でオカルトの話ばかりしていたらローザに打たれるからな。お前がそうであるように普段はもう一人の自分を隠しているというわけだ。
私はこんな時のマリアをそうだと思ってる。いや、本当の自分が普段の自分を塗りつぶしてしまったと言うべきかな。私もそういうのをちょっと覚えが。真相の霊場に憧れて病弱な自分になれたらいいなと思って、咳する真似ばっかしてたら悪い癖になって。
You have asthma though, right? That's kind of rough.
咳込めば周りが優しくしてくれるからか。
いや嫌な話の流れになった時とか空気悪い時とかに流れを断ち切れるし。
なるほど。それもまたお前のなりたいもう一人の自分なんだな。
この話は内緒で頼むぜ。
Then, just what is the other self in Maria's case? An authority on the occult who can out-argue even adults? Or else, someone who converses and mingles with witches? Either way, denying Beatrice in front of Maria is clearly taboo. In her search for something more than her everyday life, Maria had found it in Beatrice and inside herself. Then, is going to the Gold Land with Beatrice Maria's wish?
話が脱線したか。まあそんな感じでローザおばさんが戻ってくるまでマリアは癇癪を起こしちゃって、よせばいいのに私も売り言葉に買い言葉で返しちゃって。
ベアトリーチェなどいるわけないと。
そんなとこいるもんなら合わせてみろよって。マリアが大泣きしだした頃にはさすがに失言が過ぎたかと後悔もしたぜ。
それで
親族会議自体は私が一方的にマリアに対しギスギスして終わり。マリアはケロリとしてたよ。一人でどこかに行ってまたベアトリーチェと一緒に遊んでたうんぬんと楽しそうに語ってたから。 私を含め誰も頭ごなしに否定したりなんかしない。もうそういうものなんだと思って聞き流して無視してるってのが正解さ。
親族会議の話はそれで終わりなのか？
この話自体はね、私がしたいのはこれが終わって親族がみんな帰ってからの話さ。
ほほ。Even after the conference ended, I still felt a bit uncomfortable. If Mari had just stayed mad, we'd have made up with each other and I could have put it all behind me. But since Mari got over it, it felt like I was the only one unsatisfied.
おやお嬢様、どうなさいましたか？おくらいか。
ああ、熊沢さんか。
Oops.
いや別に大したことは。
I thought Kumasawa was still talking.
親族のみんなは無事に帰ったかな？
時間通りならもう新島の空港に着かれているでしょう。お嬢様もお疲れ様でございました。
私は何もしてねえぜ。使用人のみんなも本当にお疲れ様。
昨日のマリア様との喧嘩をまだ気にしておられるのですか？
まあね。
子供の言うことではありませんか。お嬢様ももう高校生なのですから深く気にすることもないでしょうね。
熊沢さんはマリアのあれ、子供の言うただのザレ言だと思ってる？
ベアトリーチェ様のお話でございますか？
熊沢さんもベアトリーチェ様と来たもんだ。
Beatrice is the name of grandfather's mistress, the person he's still infatuated with. I realized that, as a servant, Kumasawa-san can't speak of her indiscreetly. Still, that's now become the name of the fictitious witch who lives in the mansion. And it's almost normal for people to call her Sama.
ベアトリーチェなんて私たちが森へ行かないよう大人がでっち上げた階段だぜ。それをいつの間にかマリアが面白がって本当にいるかのように振る舞い出しやがった。
そんなことを言っては罰が当たりますよ。ベアトリーチェ様はいるのですから。
だからさ、そういうのダメなんだよ生理的に。ジョージ兄さんの話じゃねえけどさ、サンタなんかいるわけねえとまで騒ぎはしねえぜ。だからってサンタが本当にいるわけじゃねえ。
それは間違いですよお嬢様。
Santa exists, duh.
間違い？
はい。万物八百万には神様が宿っておられます。同じようにこの島、このお屋敷にはベアトリーチェ様が宿っておられるのです。神様と同じくベアトリーチェ様も敬っていれば何も害はなしません。お嬢様の言うようにいないも同然でしょう。しかし敬いを忘れれば必ずや罰が当たります。これは何もベアトリーチェ様に限ったことではないのですよ。
罰が当たるなんて上等じゃねえか。会えるもんなら会ってみてえぜ。
お嬢様、そんな罰当たりではいけませんよ。
It's raining again. Hello.
お嬢様、
Hello, Shannon and Gora. What's up?
本日はお疲れ様でございました。
シャノンにゴーダさんさ、ベアトリーチェの話は知ってるよな？
まあ存じているといえば存じておりますが、それが何か。
The two looked at each other. They looked like a pair who had just heard a clueless person suddenly utter a forbidden word.
ぶっちゃけ聞くぜ。いるの？そんなお化け。
いるかいないかと言われればそれはいないでしょうが、多分。
Probably. 多分。
私はきっといらっしゃると思います。
Good one. Good one, Shannon.
どうしているって？会ったことあるの？
Have you ever met her?
直接会ったことがあるわけじゃありませんけど、
Come on, Shannon, don't deny Beatrice in front of your best friend. One of your closest friends as well. Shannon talked in detail about how she would sometimes feel a strange presence, or see a silhouette while doing the midnight rounds. Jessica dismissed each example as it was given, saying Shannon must have seen it wrong or been mistaken. No, Jessica, you're letting the anti-magic toxin get to you.
ゴーダさんだって会ったことあるわけじゃないだろ？
もちろんですとも。しかし、まあ。
He was being very evasive. Even a man as big as Gora was apparently unable to deny the existence of someone he'd never met. This really didn't sit well with Jessica. She was herself a resident of this mansion. They were acting as though someone else, someone she didn't know, was living here. Of course she didn't like it.
ちょっと待った。
ちょっと待って。
今の話をもう一度。
と言いますと？
貴賓室の話ですか？
The celebrity VIP room? Gora and Shannon had been recounting several ghost stories about Beatrice. One of those drew a reaction from Jessica. Why did the VIP room draw a reaction?
そうそう。今の貴賓室の話。面白いぜ。
Sounds pretty cool. Gora and Shannon glanced at each other. They hadn't been trying to talk about anything cool.
貴賓室には午前2時に入ってはいけないですか？
2 in the morning, you say?
午前2時にはベアトリーチェ様が貴賓室にお戻りになるので近づいてはいけないですか？
そうそう、それそれ。面白いぜ。どの話もベアトリーチェらしきものを見たの聞いたのって体験談ばっかだけど、その話は違うぜ。午前2時に貴賓室に行けばベアトリーチェ様にお会いできるってわけだ。
Well, then you should try that, Jessica. Try that and see what happens.
それはどうでしょう。
どうでしょう。
お嬢様、ベアトリーチェ様を悪く言った使用人にはたたりがあると言われています。ましてや貴賓室はベアトリーチェ様のお部屋。
いくらお嬢様でもそれはおよしになられた方が。
貴賓室って今は鍵がかかってるんだっけ？
Try it, Jessica. They're servants. Get the master key from them and try it. Go there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
鍵は？
Where's the key?
鍵はキーボックスにあったでしょうか。
I guess the master key wouldn't work from the VIP room.
多分源氏様がご自分の席にしまわれていると思います。
マスターキーでも開くんでしょ？貸してよ。
Oh, so the master key can open it. Okay, I was gonna say.
そういうわけには参りません。
お嬢様、好んで不吉な場所に近づくことはありません。
おいおい、人の家を勝手に不吉にするんじゃねえぜ。とにかく私は決めた。マスターキーが貸せないなら貴賓室の鍵はあるでしょ。貸して。
お嬢様。
To Jessica, it was their two expressions that felt more like an ill omen than anything she did. It wasn't the witch or the VIP room that felt foreboding to Jessica. It was them, Maria and the others who believed in witches. In the end, Jessica forced them to agree. She made them bring her the key to the VIP room. Okay.
ベアトリーチェが本当に貴賓室に現れるかどうか肝試しをしたというわけか。
そんなとこだぜ。しかし私は何を意地になってたんだろうな。年派もいかないマリアとの喧嘩を引きずってたに違いない。
What about Leon? Because we just saw Shannon. Where was Leon at the time? Right? You can have both Shannon and Leon existing at the same time, can you? Of course, the weather just had to be terrible on that particular night. To be honest, I slightly regretted sticking my nose into something so pointless. But I'd already said so much, and even borrowed the key from them. I couldn't just go to Shannon the next day, let her ask me how it went, and answer, well, I got scared so I gave up. That'd just be pathetic. Normally, I go to sleep long before 2 AM. Understandable. If Mom found me wandering the corridors at that time of night, she'd definitely yell at me. So, I waited in my room, staring at the hands of my clock as it ticked closer to 2 AM. Outside, the rain was incredible, and the wind strong. The swaying, rustling trees were particularly creepy. I complained to Shannon and Gora about making up ghost stories from my house. But I was starting to feel as though they had a bit of a place after all. The toxin is being rid of you, Jessica, little by little. The Ishirome mansion is huge. Honestly, I can't think of the entire mansion as my own house. As Mom says, the hallways of the Ishirome mansion should be treated like public roads. In other words, my own room is part of my home, but the hallways and the rooms I don't usually enter are outside. So, while part of me felt that this VIP room ghost story was ridiculous, the other part of me was so creeped out that it kept trying to convince itself that the first part of me was right. To 2. If I want to greet 2 AM inside the VIP room, I need to have already gone in there before then. You're here? You're gonna go? I'm not giving up that easy, okay. Nothing's going to happen. I know that. It'll just be a stupid waste of time for a few minutes. I touched the doorknob to the door of my room and was startled by how unpleasantly cold it was. As long as I stayed in this room, I could laugh off anything. After all, this was my room. But it wouldn't be like that in the hallway. That's outside my territory. And the doorknob, the barrier between the two, is ice cold. Idiot. What are you so scared of, me? You aren't taking Shannon's, Gora-san's, or maybe Kurosawa-san's gossip seriously, are you? I'll prove it. There's nothing strange in the VIP room. The corridor was only dimly lit. The hallways were brighter before lights out. But to avoid wasting energy or something like that, we kept the lights to a minimum at night. So, even though I was inside my own house, it was very obviously the middle of the night here. If Mom found out that I was wandering around at a time like this to do a test of courage in the VIP room, which I'm not supposed to go in, I'd get in a lot of trouble. To make sure she didn't find out, I tried to hide my breathing and my footsteps. So, the silence felt unbelievably loud. Even though it was so quiet, the eerie sound of the wind was loud in my ears. The sound of twigs rustling. The sound of some pillar in this old mansion creaking. What's that sound like a beak tapping against glass? It was so quiet, all of the little suspicious sounds felt obnoxiously loud. Damn, I'm an idiot. Why couldn't I have brought the flashlight at least? A flashlight to use inside my own home? Ha, that's even more idiotic. I mumbled this to myself, hoping it would drown out the sound of the wind just a little. Then, I saw it. The door to the VIP room. The VIP room was supposedly reserved for important guests. However, as far as I knew, it had never been used. None of the guests who came to this mansion had ever been given the right to use this room. Though I'd been clutching the key all this time, it didn't feel warm at all. The icy metal tormented me ruthlessly. Maybe that was a warning. If you go back to your comfortable room and hide in your bed, this night will pass like any other.
バカにすんじゃねえぜ。ここまで来て今さら引き下がれるかってんだ。
The key had been freezing in my hand, urging me to turn back. But the keyhole made no further attempt to stop me. All that's left is to turn the knob, open the door, and I'll be inside the VIP room. It's not like I've never been in the VIP room. Long ago, when I would often play hide and seek or go exploring, this room that I rarely entered had seemed unusual and exciting. However, I got in trouble for going in. I was told that this room was important, so one mustn't enter without reason. After that, they made a rule of locking up unused rooms, and I couldn't go in anymore. So, it's probably been several years since I last went into the VIP room. In fact, it might be more than a decade. Hey, that's a while. The inside of the room is probably different from how it was when I knew of it. Come to think of it, even then, I felt that there was something unsettling about this room. Slowly, I pushed the door open. It was lined, and even after I let go of it, it kept opening by itself, as though beckoning me in. Beyond it was a darkness as thick and heavy as ink. Even the dim light that seeped in from the corridor seemed bright in contrast. Swallowing hard, I stuck my head in, feeling about for the light switch next to the doorway. This was a horribly unnatural and awkward way to do it. All I really had to do was step inside and search for the switch from there. Unwilling to take even a single step into the room, I timidly stuck just my arm into the darkness and felt along the wall.
あった。
it is, that's the VIP room. The switch, which was hardly ever used, felt stiff and lifeless. However, once the light was turned on, the darkness vanished in an instant. And there, exactly as it had been, as though not a thing had changed in all these years, was the VIP room. And the curtain and bed cover might have been slightly different, and maybe the chairs and the like had changed too. Still, if I had to put it in words, I'd call it the feel. The stiff, lifeless feel of this room hadn't changed. If I hang around here, someone might find me. I'd rather not have Mom find me here. I readied myself, and though I hadn't even been able to bring myself to enter this room with the lights out, I finally entered. As soon as I closed the door, I felt an oppressive, suffocating sensation. Alright, I've shut myself in the VIP room. Come out, Beatrice, wherever you are. I
今何分だ？
looked around the room, but I couldn't see any clock. I'm not in the habit of wearing a watch around the house. Damn, now I'm not sure what time it is. Still, I know it's only a few minutes at most. I tried to suppress my desire to use going to get a clock as an excuse to run away from this place. Even so, just standing around like this was boring. When I looked around again, searching for something to sit on, I found something strange.
なんだよこれ。
Uh-huh. It's a doll? It had been placed on the side table next to the bed. So did Shannon plant this at some point after the conversation with Jessica? On the side table next to the bed, you say? Okay. If this room had been used often by someone, I'd have thought it was just one of their personal belongings. But there was no one living in this room. So, it was impossible for this to belong to the room's owner.
お供えかよ。気持ち悪いぜ。
It's some blonde girl wearing a dress. Some blonde girl wearing a dress doll. Sitting on a chair on the side table next to the bed. Interesting. Very creepy. It did look like an offering. A small French doll was sitting on the side table. The doll's hair was gold. It was wearing a black dress. It's like Beato's hair. It's like your hair too, Jessica. Your hair is also gold or blonde. I don't know what it is about describing their hair color as gold. I mean, it's just blonde, but okay, gold color, like the Kinzo's gold, like the Golden Witch's gold. Just who managed to find this doll, and where? There's no doubt that someone placed the doll here to symbolize Beatrice. Does that mean this doll is supposed to be the owner of this room or something? And as though it was an offering to that owner, there sat a small plate with several cookies and wrapped chocolates. It was all set out neatly, and there was no dust piled up on the doll. In other words, both the doll and the offering were being taken care of on a regular basis by the servants, and kept in good condition along with the rest of the room. Taken care of? No, it was more than that. It looked like an offering, no, like some sort of worship. A prayer saying, "Please don't curse us." So, while the doll was eerie enough by itself, psychologically, it was even more unnerving to think about how it must have been kept safe and worshipped in a place like this.
バカバカしいぜ。たたらないでくださいって柏手でも撃つのかよ。
Jessica forced herself to look away from the bizarre doll. She couldn't bring herself to sit on a bed that wasn't hers. Then again, she didn't really feel like sitting down on a chair either. She had lost any desire to sit on anything in this room. Sit on the floor. Wandering about aimlessly, I peeked out the window through the gaps in the curtains to stare at the dark, rainy night. What the hell am I doing? Hanging about in the VIP room this late just because that fight with Maria is still eating at me. This is beyond stupid. I'm disappointed in myself. Beatrice, huh? Just when did that strange witch start living in this mansion? Grandfather's always yelling about Beatrice. Since it's apparently the name of his dead mistress, people started talking about how her ghost must haunt this mansion. There's that kid's horror story about the witch in the forest, which might be a ghost story made by the adults to stop the kids from going in there. The portrait grandfather had hung in April was really striking. In April? April of what, 1984? When did he hang that? 1983 maybe. When did he hang the portrait? Well, we know it's in April now, but we don't know when in April. Which year was it again? Did it already tell us which year it was and I forgot or something? Was it 3 years before the massacre? 4 years before? And there was also that weird epitaph. The creepy words on that, which sounded like some sort of ritual with human sacrifices, made the name of Beatrice seem all the more unnerving. At some point, those stories mixed together, and they now say that the witch Beatrice exists. I don't believe in Beatrice, because I know she's just a fictional person made by the fusion of a few horror stories. The Beatrice who was grandfather's mistress probably did exist, but she wasn't a witch. The story of the witch of the forest was made up by the adults to prevent their kids from getting lost in the woods. That was just a made-up story, not reality. In fact, I've heard that kids were once threatened about wolves living in the forest. Apparently, kids realized that wolves couldn't exist on the island, so it was changed to the witch. When the portrait was hung, that once fake character suddenly had a face. And people acted as though she'd been around since long ago. That's right, it's all a ghost story someone made. Fiction. And Maria calls Beatrice her best friend, and the servants worship her like a household shrine. I just don't get it, and it creeps me out. That's spooky. I guess 2 AM has hit. The sudden ring of the phone made me jump so hard, I thought my heart would explode. There was a phone on the bedside table across from the one with the doll. And it was ringing noisily. Okay, so Shannon is ringing? Sayo, are you ringing? Hmm. However, I was only surprised by the first ring. By the time it had rung 3 times, I'd regained my cool enough to grumble about this being a prank done by someone trying to scare me. If I rushed to pick it up, I'd probably hear someone laughing at me saying, "Were you scared?" I thought about ignoring it instead, but it kept on ringing incessantly. It's a pretty loud sound to have going on and on this late at night. If Mom somehow manages to hear it from her room, I'm screwed.
へいへい取るぜ取ってやるぜ
Please pick it up.
ああ驚いたとでも言いやいいんだろ
Please pick it up, just for both your sake, your mother's sake, and for people watching this video's sake. I decided to pick up the receiver. Yeah, hurry up. I'll just say that surprised me. And maybe follow that up with, looks like Beatrice didn't show up after all. After all, this is my victory in a sense.
もしもし
Hello, Maria.
マリア
I don't get it. Happy Maria instrumental. Whee! Did I hear that wrong? Why would Maria be calling here?
もしもし
この間は楽しいお歌を聴かせてくれてありがとう。だからお返しにマリアもベアトリーチェに歌うね。習った新しいお歌を歌うね。
The voice, the intonation, the manner of speech, all of it clearly belonged to Maria. But what's she talking about? All by herself? Maria just kept on talking happily as I stood there, stunned and unable to interrupt. Eventually, Maria started singing an old, familiar kids song that even I knew. I don't get it.
マリアもしもしちょっと待てよ歌うのやめろよ
Could be a recording, Jessica. Could be a Maria recording.
何なんだよわけがわかんねえぜもしもし
The voice, the lights, everything disappeared. In the pitch black, I couldn't see anything. Couldn't tell what was happening. I don't get it. What's going on? Got pranked, Jessica.
何今の
Does being in darkness really slows humans down so much? I know it's dark, but I really do have absolutely no idea what just happened. What was that shuffling sound just now? I'm not sure. I can't explain it. It was a loud sound like someone crawling out of bed. I wouldn't say something as non-committal as I felt like I heard it. I wouldn't say something as vague as I sensed a presence. I definitely heard it, right next to me, clearly. However, there was no change to the bed. No one had been sleeping there in the first place, and the sheets were still perfectly straight. Someone had crawled out of the bed and had laughed in a creepy voice before leaving the room. That's what it felt like. Felt like? I'm here, and the bed's right there. I'm not only in the same room, I'm right next to it. So, why am I so unsure about what happened just a few seconds ago? I gripped the receiver, which had gone completely silent, and waited there alone, unable to move, in a quiet room that seemed exactly identical to the one I had first entered. Moshi Moshi? Huh? What? If nothing had changed since the beginning, I could just pretend that the last minute or so didn't happen. However, if something had changed, that would be proof that something really did happen.
なんだよ。なんでねえんだよ。
Did it fall to the floor? No, it's not there. No matter where I look, from whatever angle, it's not there. Although the offering plate with the cookies and chocolate is still here, the thing they were being offered to, the doll, is gone. Dun dun dun!
嘘だ。
Then, what just happened? Is the Beatrice-sama doll supposed to have cackled out loud and left the room? No, that crawling sound was too loud to have been made by a doll. It was a noisy sort of sound, like a kid playing with a blanket and using it as a cape. Then, what? Is that Beatrice-sama doll supposed to have turned into a human and then run cackling from the room?
嘘だ。
You're getting got. Get got. Jessica. After that, nothing happened. The doll alone disappeared, and nothing else changed. In a VIP room that had remained completely unchanged and was filled only with the sound of wind and rain, I stood there, too shocked to move. Man, Jessica, see, Beata got you good. She got you good.
人形は結局見つかったのか。
物陰からベッドの下まで探したさ。それこそ中に入り込んでまで。でも見つからなかった。
一体あの部屋で何があったと考えてる。
ベアトリーチェ様のたたりなんて思いはしねえぜ。あるいは使用人の誰かのいたずらだったかもしれねえ。
Remember, the only two servants you told about that you were gonna go there at 2 a.m. was Gora and Shannon. So, I'm just saying, pranked on by the servants? I'm just saying.
いたずら。
マリアの声はあらかじめカセットテープにでも取ってあって、それを午前2時ちょうどに電話して再生ボタンを押した。そしてほどほどのところで配電盤か何かで停電させた。それからあらかじめ貴賓室のどこかに隠れてた誰かが気持ち悪く笑いながら人形を持って出て行った。そう考えりゃ辻褄は合うぜ。
But is that how everything happened? What if magic exists, Jessica?
釈然とはしてないようだな。
そりゃそうだろう。だってこれが私を脅かすためのいたずらだとしたら大掛かりが過ぎるぜ。
They made Maria sing beforehand and recorded it. Then, someone called the VIP room and replayed that recording. Then, someone waited until exactly the right time and tripped the breaker for the VIP room. To turn off the power to the VIP room, you'd have to go down to the basement. There's a breaker box down in the boiler room. Wait a minute, there's a breaker box in the VIP room, in the boiler room. I didn't know that! This is new information, isn't it? There's no phone line down there, so you need a different person to play back Maria's tape. Okay. So you need someone to play back Maria's tape, someone on the breaker, and then another person. So you're saying this is at least a 3-man operation. Another person to take the doll and laugh and leave, and cackle and leave. And you need another person to hide in the VIP room and cackle before leaving. And Just how long would this last person have to hide in the VIP room beforehand? How long would they have to hide in the pitch black VIP room? Under the bed, for example. Waiting to scare Jessica, who might or might not come.
魔女のたたりなんてあるわけもねえぜ。
It's an elaborate plan, that's for sure.
でもよ、人間のいたずらだと考えて、それだけの人間が緻密に示し合わせて、私を驚かせるためだけに何時間も暗闇で待ち構えてたって考える方が、私はよっぽど薄気味悪いぜ。
同感だな。いっそたたりの方がマシだ。そのことを後日使用人たちには聞いたのか。
聞いたってとぼけるに決まってるぜ。それに最低3人だぜ。あの日は源氏さんと郷田さんと熊沢さんとシャノンの4人が泊まってた。
Genji, Gora, Kumasawa, and Shannon stayed the night, okay?
そのうちの3人があんな薄気味悪いいたずらに加担したってのか？
Yep, that would make sense to me. Shannon, Kumasawa, and Genji play. Gora probably wasn't involved, even though Gora was there when you talked about the whole thing of going to the VIP room at 2 a.m. Even though Gora was there, I doubt he was involved in this actual play.
わけわかんねえ。だから私は聞けなかった。
True, it had been a strange experience for her, but it wasn't something completely impossible for humans to do. No, it wasn't. Even so, it really must have been more unnerving to imagine a large number of people planning to so carefully just to scare Jessica. It is what it is. It's no surprise that she found this scarier than Beatrice's curse.
今でも使用人たちがお前をはめたと信じてるか。
Do you still believe the servants pulled a fast one on you? Hmm.
いや、多分ビビっちまった私の勘違いなんだよ。きっと人形はどこかに転げ落ちて、私がたまたまそれを見つけられなかっただけなんだ。
Okay.
すべて気のせいだったと言いたいのか。
人形が消えた以外何の変化も証拠もない。マリアにも後日聞いたけど、歌のことも電話のことも知らないと言われた。とぼけたのか本当に知らないのかはわからないけれど。
I don't think Mario would be lying about something like that, would she? Well, maybe Beatrice told her to stay silent about it. But even so, it would make much more sense for it to be a recording, right?
とにかくあの晩のあの出来事は私が確かにあったと言い張ってるだけで何も証明することができない。
皮肉だな。たとえお前が本当にベアトリーチェに会ったと言っても、それを証明できないのと同じだ。
しばらくはショックだったけど、時間が経ってあれは臆病な私が落雷か何かで一瞬だけ停電したのにびっくりして、庭木の枝がちぎれてバサバサ落ちる音を誤解したんじゃないかなって思えるようになった。
Well, you know, both of those things sound like some insane coincidence. And at 2 a.m.? I'm sorry, Jessica, that just sounds like too crazy of a coincidence, bro. Just, yeah, lightning went, the power shut off for a second in the VIP room, and a tree fell? All of those, that would be a crazy coincidence.
笑い声は
変な鳥の鳴き声とか。
Okay, you're just adding to the coincidence. Okay.
とにかくそう聞こえてしまう何かの聞き間違いだったかもしれねえ。私は強がってるだけで、本当は信じられないくらい臆病だったんだ。だからあんなことがあったように誤解してしまったんだ。そう考えるようにして、あの晩のことを忘れようと自分に強く言い聞かせた。
すべては闇の中か。
It's all in the cat box.
人間忘れようと思えば結構できるもんだよな。以来ベアトリーチェという言葉を聞くたびに嫌な気持ちがこみ上げる。でもそれを顔に出さないように努めてる。おしまい。
Okay.
私に話せるのはこの程度の話だけだぜ。
Can't tell any more than that. Alright, so that's a theater going spell saying that's it. That's your info from Jessica.
情けない話だから誰にも内緒に。私がビビリだったって誰にも知られたくねえからな。
わかった。最後に一つだけ質問したい。
One last question. Okay. Do we have time for one last question? Do we leave for? I think we leave for next part. We've recorded for long enough. Holy crap. Yeah, I think we're gonna end things there. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. I'll meet you guys next time for some more. And we'll see the last question we'll ask for Jessica next time. So yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this part. I'll see you guys next time for some more Umineko. And hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as you enjoyed reading it. And alright, y'all. Peace.